And look who's here.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Sit down.
You're an asshole.
Billy Corrigan. Billy Corrigan.
Yeah.
I'm an asshole?
Yeah,
I thought this would be great to bring a family together.
Well, he didn't tell you. He told me you were totally cool with me coming.
That's what he does. That's what he does.
I thought it would be
so
a
then,
good
like,
surprise.
can this be like edited out, or no?
I can go. I mean, you told me Bill was.
All right, it. No, I'll do it. Like, did you ever think the fact that I never told that story, that maybe you shouldn't? Did you ever? You know how many like emails and crap that I got? Like, I sort of like went away from that.
So let me just fill in. Let me just fill in.
Do we talk on a regular basis?
We've never met.
When it comes to comedians breaking each other's balls, nobody quite does it like Bill Burr. He's brought us so many of our favorite moments, from the time that he went on H3 podcast and absolutely wrecked Ethan Klein, to the point that Ethan literally went home that night and started taking antidepressants and went to therapy, to all the times he's gone on Joe Rogan's podcast and roasted him to his face, giving him no choice but to sit there and laugh along with him. But he's also gone on Howie Mandel's podcast a bunch of times. They go way back to when Bill was starting out as a comedian, and Howie helped him out by giving him advice about his stand-up and encouraging him to keep going. So with Bill's latest special coming out on March 14th, he's been ramping up the interviews and getting out there more. And I hope he'll go back on JRE soon to promote his new special, especially since so much shit has gone down politically since he last went on there, and how different him and Rogan have become. But I'll come back to that a little bit later on when I talk about men's underwear. As for his latest appearance on Howie Mandel Does Stuff, he found himself the victim of one of Howie's gags. Now, it's not often that we have two of the top 250 comedy assassins dishing it out to each other like this. Usually it's between a member of the top 250 and a civilian. For example, recently when Shane Gillis trolled Rogan's producer Young Jamie for 3 years over some money they won together at the casino, or when Ric Flair went on Kill Tony after his JRE appearance and didn't know what the fuck was going on, so he got up and left while everyone was laughing at him. So it's pretty rare to get a green room level troll like this on a podcast, especially considering Bill Burr was on the receiving end. It all started 2 months ago when rock star and wrestling promoter Billy Corgan went on Howie Mandel's podcast and told a random story about Bill Burr.
About 10 years ago, it sounds about right time-wise, one of my brothers was having a birthday party. My stepmother said to me, "Do you know who Bill Burr is?" Now, at that point, I'd never heard of Bill Burr. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know he was a comedian or he could have been the guy down the street.
Right.
And she said, well, he's this comedian, da-da-da. And I think I even somehow called up a picture on a phone. And I kind of noticed right away, like, gee, he really looks like my father. Bill Burr looks more like my father than Bill Burr looks like me, or I look like Bill Burr. So I said to my mother, like, well, why are you asking me this? She goes, I think it might be one of your father's illegitimate children. Bill Burr might be one of the children that your father sired in his days on being a traveling musician. This is a true story. I'm not making up. There's no joke in this. This is a true story. I've never told this anywhere, honestly. Wow. And my father did once tell me that I had a half-brother named Bill, who was basically born around the same time as me. He told me on my 18th birthday. This is all totally true. I swear to God. Bottom of my heart, cross my heart, hope to die. So, yes, I see your face.
This was so fucking random. It came out of absolutely nowhere. But there was this picture of Bill and Billy next to each other that Howie's producers found, where they look like they could actually be brothers. So it's not completely far-fetched for Billy's stepmom to think that Bill Burr is an illegitimate love child from the road. You know, that actually kind of sounds like it could be legit now that I think about it. Bill Burr does seem like an angry love child. And Billy also explained how his father had been with around 1,000 women in his lifetime, so it's not inconceivable that his father had slept around on his mom while he was on the road doing gigs as a musician. But he also mentioned that he wasn't trying to start shit with Bill Burr over this. He actually seemed kind of scared of Burr, and at one point literally said, I don't want to be on the receiving end of one of Bill's raging rants. So he was really careful to point out that he only had 2 pieces of evidence to go from. The first was what his stepmother said at the barbecue, and the second was something his dad actually said to him on his 18th birthday.
Can I say one last thing?
Yes.
It's my belief at this point, because I've sat on this story for 10 years that I don't think Bill Burr and I are related. I think it's just one of those things. On my 18th birthday, my father took me to IHOP, where we used to go have breakfast when he was being nice. And he sat me down. You know, it's my 18th birthday, and he gets me extra food or whatever. And then he gets this funny look on his face, and I go, what? Because I know something's coming. He goes, well, I have to let you know that around the same time I impregnated your mother with you, I impregnated another woman, and she went on and had the baby. And I said, what's the kid's name? And he said, Billy. So these are the only two pieces of information I have. I'm in no way suggesting that Bill Burr's parents aren't his parents or anything like that.
In no way you're suggesting that.
No, not at all.
Why would I? In absolutely no way.
Why would I? Why would I?
You're not. You're not. I don't even know why people would think that. You call him right now. You don't want to call him?
No.
To tell him that his mother
effed
around with a
No.
That's not a good phone call, Dad.
Naturally, Howie was frothing at the mouth with this new revelation about Bill Burr, and I can understand why. Whether or not it's true, which I think it's clearly not, there's so much gag material to be had for Bill's next appearance on the podcast, and so last week when he did come back again, Howie had it all set up and ready to go. But he kept it in his pocket for the first half of the episode, where he was up to his usual bullshit. He got one of his producers to bring over their 100,000 subscriber plaque from YouTube, even though they have almost 300,000 subs, so they probably received it a while ago, but just kept it in the box waiting for the right opportunity to get it out again.
What's this? Thanks.
All right. Did you get some new T-shirts?
No. Oh! YouTube plaque.
Oh, you got a YouTube plaque?
Yeah, we just hit 100,000. We just hit 100,000 subscribers.
Oh my God.
Why is that funny?
It's just funny. That's the stupidest. Well, why would you do that? Like, how many one-armed kids in Africa had to dig out that fucking aluminum for some fucking asshole over here to make that thing? What are you gonna do with that? Put it next to your Cable Ace Award? You held that up like it was a Golden Globe. There's women showing their ass on fucking Twitter have more goddamn. Oh my God, I'm joking, dude. That's a big moment. You should take it out. You should be proud of it.
Thank you. I thought you did.
Hey, Howie. Yeah. Thank you for your service. How come they didn't give you the folded up American flag with it?
You.
No, dude, I'm on your side.
No, I know you.
Bill Burr's ability to roast someone on the spot like that is pretty much unparalleled. Not even the king of the roast, Tony Hinchcliffe himself, can keep up with Burr. But as much as Bill's changed since he got married and had kids, one thing I'll always love him for is calling out corporate bullshit. We saw recently with the CEO shooter situation how he said what everyone was thinking, even going on Jimmy Kimmel's shit show the other week and doubling down on his position. And so when Howie tried to drag Burr in on one of his promotions on the podcast, Bill would not have a bar of it and kept shutting it down. Ad reads and promotions have completely fucking ruined comedy podcasts. Everyone is so sick of it now. I mean, even Brendan Schaub, with his basically non-existent audience of bots, is still ramming through ad reads on his podcast. I wonder if they're actually still paying him to do them, or if he just keeps doing them so he can be a sellout like all his buddies are. But I've also noticed more and more ad reads on JRE as well since he signed his new Spotify deal last year. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with doing ad reads in principle. I get that everyone's just trying to get paid, but how much money is enough for these guys? They're all multi-millionaires a dozen times over, and they preach about being anti-corporate and anti-establishment, and then cut to an ad read for DraftKings or Onnit, which Rogan sold to Big Pharma himself. So when Howie tried to whip out his underwear and get Bill Burr to join in, it didn't exactly go how he expected it to.
You know what? I'm sorry.
You took it there. You made it dark.
It was your moment.
You know what? One underpants?
No, you know what it is?
You want underpants?
We're in the middle
Didn't
of.
you give him
we're in the
underpants
middle
last
of my interview, and you're sitting here accepting awards. How do you think that makes me feel?
This is one of our sponsors. I give you underpants last time you were here from
Has he
Man-Made?
ever done this when you were talking to him about some guy who broke your heart, and he just in the middle of it,
underwear
in the
at
middle of
me?
it, in the middle of it, just accepted an award?
I think prior feel them. They're amazing.
It feels like plastic.
No, take them
No,
out.
take them out. They're yours. I'm telling you, they're real. You're going to like them. Man-made underpants.
Real. They're real.
No, it's not a joke. Stop throwing the underpants.
Listen, I don't want any of your stuff. I came here to promote my. Listen,
Take my underpants. Don't throw my underpants. Oh, going to break something.
Huh?
Take the f***ing underpants. I made a
what
deal
was that,
with
your
Man-made.
closing bit?
No. I made a deal with Man-made that I'd give them to all my guests. You have to take them. They're not going to.
I got man-made
If you throw them
underwear.
back, what?
I got man-made underwear. And then you put it on. You just keep putting them on, and then you take the bags that the underwear was in. You put it on top of you.
Nothing's
It's coming
working.
from a place of love.
It is?
Yeah.
Well, I want to do something out of a place of love.
That reminds me of all the times guys like Tim Dillon, Shane Gillis, and Matt McCusker got dropped by their advertisers for talking shit about the companies who were paying for them to promote their products during the actual ad reads. But it was at that point that Howie decided to pull his epic troll out on Bill Burr, and I absolutely fucking loved this. I thought it was funny as hell. This is what comedy podcasting used to be. Just dudes sitting around pulling gags on each other. You know, that green room level shit talking that us pedestrians couldn't conceive of. And you can always rely on Burr to make an awkward situation even more awkward while he sits there completely comfortable with the chaos that surrounds him.
I got something special that I planned for you out of a place
I'm already
of love.
uncomfortable.
You seem to be relaxed.
Well,
I got something that I planned for you. Bring in the surprise that I did an
man-made
episode.
T-shirts to
This
go
is
with the
man-made.
underwear?
This is man-made. Maybe by one man.
Oh, all right. Who's this guy?
This is a Seth. He's our camera guy. And look who's here.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Sit down.
You're an asshole.
Billy Corrigan. Billy Corrigan.
Yeah.
I'm an asshole.
Yeah,
I thought this would be great to bring a family together.
He didn't tell you. He told me you were totally cool with me coming.
That's what he does. That's what he does.
I thought it would be
so
a
then,
good
like,
surprise.
can this be like edited out, or no?
I can go. I mean, you told me Bill was.
All right, f- it. No, I'll do it. Like, did you ever think the fact that I never told that story, that maybe you shouldn't? Did you ever? You know how many f***ing like emails and crap that I got? Like, I sort of like went away from that.
So let me just fill in. Let me just fill in.
Do we talk on a regular basis?
We've never met.
You've done well for yourself. I'm happy for you. But I just would prefer if you just kind of didn't
Fuck
go
off.
around. No, not telling these fucking stories. Like, why did you feel the need to do that?
Okay, can I give you the setup on all this because it's his fault.
You can do whatever you want because you kind of already did that.
Okay, I'm trying to be respectful.
Now
'cause-
you are.
Okay, no wait. He told me you were cool
You're a
with me.
Cubs fan? That fucking tracks.
Theo Epstein.
In Wrigleyville, bunch of cunts. South Side's where it's at. What's up?
Do you want me to tell the story?
Yes.
Okay. He owns about 80 buildings in this area. I don't know if you know how rich he is. But anyway, so I was working in another building, and I came out the building, and the first thing he said to me was, "Here comes Bill Burr." And I said, "Do you know that story somehow?" He said, "What story?" So I told him privately that story.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Oh, you got to say this on the air."
Yeah, but he always does that. Because that's the thing. He's bringing in here not because he's trying to heal the bullshit that we went through growing up. He's getting here just for the fucking ratings. I mean, the guy literally accepted a fucking award in the middle of a podcast. I'm supposed to be promoting my special, and he's over here like...
You can do it. March 14th on Hulu.
Like, that's going to help now?
I still love you, though. Even though you did
But
this.
it's not about
Okay,
me.
so now what was supposed to happen? Are we going to go play catch? We're both in our 50s.
My arm is still good. I got to go. I got to say.
So they're all clearly in on the gag. You can tell they all discussed it beforehand and how he ran it past Burr before springing it on him. But even though it was all planned, Burr is just so fucking awkward and unpredictable that he makes everyone still feel nervous even though they know what's going to happen. He's the type of guy someone pays to rough them up a little bit during a bank robbery, so it doesn't look like an inside job, but then he goes in and beats the shit out of them because he's an out-of-control psycho. He ended up committing to the bit, though, which was funny as fuck. He leaned into the whole half-brother gag and kept it going, but he still managed to break Howie's balls along the way.
He's busy. He's busier than God, this guy.
No.
I can't even believe you got him in here. To set this up.
Do you want
I mean, you set us both up.
I
just
know.
go-
Does YouTube give you fucking awards for
Setups.
healing fathers who secretly have two families?
This is some Dr. Phil shit you got going on here.
Yeah, thank you.
I think that you guys should take a moment.
I think we're on the same page, thinking that you're kind of a dick right now.
I think you're a dick too.
What do you have to do with this?
Yeah,
Why
you didn't
would
know he was going to do this, right? Whatever. But I don't have any, like, at some point we will hang out. I don't think on a podcast to try to fucking
This is where it starts.
I can guarantee you about 20 minutes after we walk out of here, he's not going to remember.
Remember what? Trimester.
He's going to be standing there gazing with his arms behind his back, looking at his YouTube plaque.
His kingdom.
But like all things Bill Burr, there comes a point where he gets sick and tired of all the bullshit and goes rogue. And how he kept the gag going for way too long, it was literally the whole second half of the podcast, and I don't think Burr realized how hard he was going to go with it. Howie and his daughter ended up walking off set to leave Bill and Billy to get to know each other, and like I was saying, Bill went along for the ride, but he kept slipping in and out of character because it was dragging on for so long. So what started out as a funny gag about Bill being Billy's long-lost half-brother became even funnier because Burr was getting annoyed with it all and just wanted to go home. It's like that one time when he was on that morning show and felt stupid for being there, so he started talking about how ugly the yellow couch was that they were sitting on. Even Billy Corgan wanted to top himself by the end of it. But I've got to say, listening to Bill Burr cursing and getting angry while there's soft piano music playing in the background was the chef's kiss we didn't know we needed.
I am happy, though, that I have evolved as much as a person that I'm able to sort of like fucking handle it. Because I don't want to get mad at you
I appreciate
because of
that,
my
yeah.
dad or whatever. But
Why don't you talk more? And Sonny, why don't you play some beautiful mood, like family? You just
dude, you are such a dick. I never thought that, when I finally would meet you, that there would be cameras on and this fucking asshole here, who, let's be honest, has always been a bit of a lounge act.
It's not about me.
Dude,
it's about
I'm not
you
doing
two.
this. I'm not
It's
doing
about
this.
you two.
Everything is a bit with you.
It's not a bit.
All right,
Billy.
what are you doing after this? You want to hang out after this?
Well, I'm a vegan. That's probably a problem, I'm going to guess. You strike me as someone who likes red meat.
All right, shots fired.
No, is that true? I don't know.
I can have a cup of coffee while you eat your fucking Brussels sprouts.
Sonny.
You know what it is?
What?
It's you're not the guy to do this. This fucking music. You're not the. You don't have. This is outside your skill set. Because the first thing you needed to do was to actually give a and you don't.
Are you gonna watch the new special, Billy? You gonna watch your brother? You gonna watch
He doesn't
March
need
14th
to. He
on
doesn't
Hulu.
need to. I've heard your music.
Thank you.
You're a little more successful
Do you
than
have
I
any
am.
New York trips coming up? He's gonna be on Broadway.
Dude, this is it's. You haven't gone far enough at this point. I mean, when is the fucking? Yeah, it's becoming funny now. Now I don't give a.
You got
It's so fucking ridiculous with the piano that it's. I'm forgetting that what you did is really fucking rude.
You got any razor blades?
Yeah.
This is beautiful. You know what?
Is this giving you an idea for an album that has a theme?
No,
Right
it's
through
making
it?
me want to jump off a roof.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
All right,
And
there's something I
I'm gonna
like
leave you two, and you're gonna leave you two. I'm gonna tell people my viewers to subscribe and to comment and whatever. But I'm gonna leave you two together in the room, and we
No,
shouldn't be
no.
part of this. Yes.
No, this is.
Can I be
Yes.
honest with you, dude?
Yes.
I've seen some people whore out moments in show business. How long you been doing this? I've been in it 33.
35 years,
30.
yeah.
I got 33. This is the biggest fucking.
See, there he goes to count his stock portfolio.
I know.
Do you guys?
You know what
I
he's gonna
shouldn't
do?
be
He's
part
gonna
of
go.
this.
He's going to go raise his rent for someone whose house just burnt down. All right.
Anyway,
So, what was your relationship with Dad?
it was difficult.
That went on for another 10 minutes of the two of them just sitting there and talking shit, slipping in and out of character from normal conversation and then back to the gag. And then at one point, Trump's old buddy Billy Bush came out to promote his show, and the whole thing became a circus. But I've got to say, this was such a good break from all the political bullshit on JRE and Flagrant. Comedy podcasting has become so boring since they've run out of good guests and funny shit to talk about. Guys like Rogan and Schultz are so chronically online and detached from reality that they've almost completely lost the plot. They're all so drunk on their own power now that they think we all want to know their latest hot take on US foreign policy or international trade. That shit is so fucking cringe. It reminds me of when Dave Chappelle had that bit from 20 years ago about the Dixie Chicks and how we're all obsessed with what celebrities think about every single situation, but then he also became exactly what he criticized.
What are we looking at? What's your type? Do you have one?
I like medium ugly guys.
Medium ugly. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Keep them low.
Yeah.
You've got all the upper hand in the relationship. They can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about that control.
Yeah. Full
You know?
control.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
Okay.
I like a guy that's a little overweight.
Right. I'll keep going.
Ah, men of culture, we meet again. Welcome back to another video, guys. Hope you're doing well. We're back to our regular programming, and what better way to get back into it than with another piece of cutting-edge investigative journalism. There's been much speculation about the nature of the relationship between YouTube comedian Tom Segura and OF comedian Lauren Compton. So today I thought I would add to that speculation by asking the question, is she really a comedian, or is she just Tom's side chick? And to assist us with our inquiries, we'll be leaning on the expertise of veteran comedian and baddie slayer Stavros Halkias. All right, so who is this Lauren Compton chick? Well, if we look over on IMDb, you can see that she appeared on a few B-grade horror films. One of them's called Attack of the Killer Donuts. Now get this is the synopsis. It says, a chemical accident turns ordinary donuts into bloodthirsty killers. Wow, okay, so clearly the acting career didn't work out for her, but luckily she amassed a strong social media following along the way. Let's have a look. So we've got over 2 million followers on TikTok, 400k grand on Instagram, Facebook is 400k grand as well, Twitter she's at 45, and there we go. All roads lead down to OF. Who knew? And look, it's free as well. Interesting. So I think this must be like a new trend. Kind of like how Matt Rife is a TikTok comedian, it looks like Lauren Compton is an OF comedian. All right, good. We've settled that. I'm glad we've narrowed it down. So I guess we should take a look at her stand-up comedy now, right?
So I'm from Texas, and when you drive from there to here, you pass this restaurant called the Roadkill Grill. And basically, if you hit something with your car, you see like a dead armadillo, and you take it in, they'll cook it for you. Last time I drove by, there was a big sign and it said, daily special, fish. I don't know, maybe someone hit a woman. So did you guys know that vegans don't even eat honey? They don't want to take it from a bee because bees are friends. Well, you're a f***ing bee. Name one bee you're friends with. Thank you guys so much.
Wow, talk about roadkill. That was brutal. But hang on, maybe I shouldn't be so harsh. It could have just been a bad set, for example. Let's see what else we've got here.
My name is Lauren, and a little bit about me. I'm going through a divorce. I don't even want to talk anything bad about him. I only have 10 minutes. So, but why is it when you're going through a breakup, the person that is about to lose you finally decides to be romantic? The day I signed my divorce papers, my ex gave me 365 roses with a note that said, a rose for every day I should have given you one and didn't. I didn't need a rose every day. I just needed you to not give me
Okay, so she's not a comedian either. She's a tricky one to pin down, I'll tell you what. But is it possible that she's just an Instagram baddie with a podcast then? I think it's time to throw it over to our boy Stavros to take it from here because he's an expert on Instagram baddies, so let's see what he thinks about this chick.
How do you feel about f***ing with someone?
You know, I'm actually for as open as I am to many things. I'm gonna go traditional on that one as well.
Really?
I don't let them fly. Mine are brutal too. You don't
Are they?
You don't want to be around them.
Yikes.
So I'll maybe hit the terrace You know what I mean? Maybe
Just go out there, open
be
the
like, I need some fresh air, and then you just see me like, and they come back immediately in beautiful fresh air.
Yeah.
You can hear it through the glass door.
So are you so when you go to the bathroom, do you shut the door?
Oh yeah. If I'm 100%, that's crazy. I can't be. That's
Really?
yeah. I'm coming through real patriarchy on this one.
I would have an anxiety attack.
If it was closed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have hilarious, like, clinging issues. Like, we've barely known each other, and I see exactly what's going on here.
I like to watch. I
Yeah.
want to be in the bathroom
Yeah.
and brush my teeth while you take a
That's insanity. That's one of the, like, few, like, that's one of the most beautiful moments of solitude a person gets in their life.
You don't
I feel
get
like.
that with me.
That's where that's where life really, you get the essence of life. At the end of the day, we're all alone. And we all have to get it. You know, we're just like, you gotta just survive, just a brutal shit. I don't want my girlfriend over there seeing me at my lowest, at my worst, seeing the faces it's not even the smells. It's like what it's doing to me, how in pain what I'm eating is, what the damage I'm doing to my body never is more clear than when I'm and I just cannot have a woman I love see me in that state.
Well,
I need her at the end of the day to respect me as the man of the house.
Well, as our first date, I would try to break you
Wow.
of that if it were
Interesting.
me.
Yeah.
I'd try to see how long it took me to get you to take it
Man.
with me in the bathroom.
It would be a really long time.
You're sticking to these guns.
I think so.
So is this a deal breaker?
I mean, think about your shitting and someone's just like, let me in there. Let me in there. That would be weird, right? If you're like, no, thanks, I'm okay.
Yeah.
If you ask a couple times, that's kind of on you, right?
Yeah.
You're kind of not respecting my boundaries, that kind of thing.
Oh, we have boundaries?
I think, yeah, again, you really have some stuff to figure
Oh,
out.
I don't like boundaries.
Yeah. You're hot enough to have gotten away with that your whole life, and it's not healthy. You got to figure that out.
Hopefully my boyfriend doesn't watch this episode.
All right, now we're getting somewhere. Stavros just diagnosed her as a certified baddie. Now the next question is, how did she come to be employed by YMH Studios under the tutelage of YouTube comedian Tom Segura?
I'm a basketball guy. I
Okay.
like football also. But yeah, basketball's my favorite sport.
Have you ever sat courtside?
I have.
Oh, it's a feeling.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've sat courtside at the Knicks. I've sat courtside at the Liberty, and I'll probably it's nice. Now I will say, as a plus size man, courtside seats actually not that comfortable. They're little folding chairs.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You know, you were gonna say that's what you were thinking.
The only time, so
Yeah.
basketball has
Yeah.
been ruined for me.
Uh-oh.
Because at least live, because the only time I've only been twice,
Mm-hmm.
and both were courtside, and neither of them were on a date. I went with a girl.
Wow.
Like we just went for fun.
Wow.
And
For
so
fun, maybe NBA player recruiting. Maybe got those things out, see what's up. You know what I mean?
it was more like the VIP backstage access
The
because
money
there was
guys.
free food.
Okay, respect.
I
I like that. That is
free food and drinks.
that is a nice free. I'm just saying, if I were a hot girl, I would be trying to f an NBA player personally.
I'm not into athletes.
Really?
Yeah.
What are we looking at? What's your type? Do you have one?
I like medium ugly guys.
Medium ugly. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Keep them low.
Yeah.
You've got all the upper hand in the relationship. They can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about that control.
Yeah. Full
You know?
control.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
Okay.
I like a guy that's a little overweight.
Right. I'll keep going. Maybe. I like where we're headed.
I don't go.
How little? Now, how loose is your definition of little? That's an important question.
Let's just say if he doesn't have some anger issues.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, geez, I'm sweating.
Whoa. Let's back up that truck for a minute. So she hates basketball. Well, we know that Tom Segura broke every bone in his body attempting to do a layup. Okay, good. She likes fat, medium, ugly guys. Tom definitely slips into that category. And she likes guys with anger issues. Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing here?
I was trying to find someone like in real estate. I was like, maybe I'll just find like the average
Some boring
dude
dude.
that
Some boring
told you
medium ugly.
medium ugly, kind of fat.
Plus size.
Oh, all day long, daddy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's the daddy vibe.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Who are you talking to?
Hey.
That's my whole thing. That's how this is all going.
Okay. All right. We're definitely onto something here, but there is a problem. Tom's actually lost a lot of weight over the past couple of years after he was brutally attacked by the wooden flooring in a gym, so my theory is kinda falling apart. Maybe we need to hand it over to Stavros again to assist us in our inquiries. Let's see if he can clear this up for us.
Look,
Shout
and
out,
I'm
man.
happy to be here, by the way, to get the bear cave a little fatter again.
Yeah,
That's one
hey.
thing I had. Look, as a fan of the show,
Yes.
I've seen Stamos was on it.
Yeah.
Matt Rife. Well, let's get it fat back in here. No
Let's-
disrespect to those guys.
I know.
But
It's a little-
you've even abandoned us, you know?
I'm trying.
You're trying.
I'm trying.
Into the light. You know how, like, people try and look at people hot? Like, you
Yeah.
know when you look at the mirror in yourself, you try and, like, make out the
1,000.
abs?
You try to do, yeah.
I'm the opposite with you, where I'm like, I'm trying to make out a little. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
I'm trying to
it's
look
there.
at your
It's all
least
there.
flattering angle
It is, yeah.
to be like, nah, he's still fat. He's still a
yeah,
guy.
yeah. It's still,
He's still us.
it's
We
still
still
in
got
there.
him.
It's still there. I'm still on your team, dude.
It's getting dangerous though.
Yeah.
You're getting close. You're a day walker right now. You're Blade.
Well, don't forget, you still got Bert. He's definitely on the
yeah.
squad.
Well, there you go. According to Stavros, Tom's still comfortably in the fat, medium, ugly category. All we need to do now is confirm that Tom's got anger issues, and I think we'll be able to close this case.
One time I go through and I was fired up that day and somebody told me, I don't know, probably something they're supposed to tell me, but I was like, I was just like not having it. And so I walk through because it's very like, it's not consistent, I feel like, right?
Not at all.
There's not that's the part that's like very upsetting sometimes is like, you can't bring that backpack through. I fly with this every week. I don't care if you fly with it every week. And I'm like, it's definitely okay to put this through. And like, I'm like, oh, okay. So, we're having our back and forth. I go, well, it's going through the machine. Go, you check it out, right? And then I walk through and I see like 6 of them get in a huddle and just start conversing like about their day, right?
Yeah.
And I'm watching people like go through security. So I just pull out my phone. I'm like, here's America's finest, doing their best
Protecting
right now.
our borders.
Yeah. And I'm just like filming them. And I'm watching people like, walk through, grab. I'm like, no one's getting checked here, right? And as I'm filming, one of them goes, "Sir?" And I go, "Yeah." She goes, "Please don't film us. Okay, you can't film." I go, "Was it like I can't? I think I can." And she was like, and I just kind of did that for, I don't know, a few seconds. And I was like, "You're not going to take this phone, and I'm not going to delete the video." So whatever, I turn it off and then I grab my and I go, and, it just was like, it was my version of being like, "Hey, you
Sure.
for being a, I did a podcast with Bart. It was a few weeks ago. And I think I had just seen somebody be like the podcast. Sometimes they'll be like the podcast. Really don't like when you talk about like that you got to watch or you guys will talk about like any success you've had because like I'm having a hard time. So therefore, and I was like, what a loser, like to read somebody going like, hey, you talking about something that's good or a success in your life, it makes me feel bad about my life. Here's the thing, if you're still mad about this, just know that it's your mindset and you're thinking like a loser, but you don't have to.
You don't.
You can change the way you think, but you have to accept the way you're thinking right now is not going to get you anywhere. You're being bitter, you're being petty, you're insecure, you're not confident, and you can change that, but you have to be proactive.
Okay, so clearly Tom Segura has some serious unresolved anger issues going on. We know that he hates airline employees who are just doing their jobs. He even went full Karen on a TSA agent on a 2-day Twitter rampage after she made him check his own bag. But he also hates poor people who use washcloths in the shower instead of a loofah, like regular rich people do apparently. And if you're fat and you don't have a personal trainer, yeah, you're also another trigger point for Tom's anger. Basically, anyone who wastes his time, isn't rich enough to buy tickets to his shows, or just anyone who criticizes him in the slightest, we are all trigger points for Tom Segura's anger issues. Now, if you listen closely, you can basically hear Lauren Compton salivating over Tom Segura. I mean, ask yourself this. How does a failed actress turned OF comedian end up with her own podcast on YMH? Now, luckily, I actually have footage of her job interview with Tom, so let's take a look to see if there's any more evidence here.
What is your best quality? Lauren?
I think that I'm funny, and I think that surprises people.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's a good one.
I can make people laugh.
That's a good quality. All right, you win.
Christina died. What would your move be?
What would my move be?
Like,
what
what
mean?
would you do?
Enjoy my life. I don't know. Like,
Wow, there you have it right there. I mean, usually when you go to a job interview and it's time for you to ask questions to learn more about the role in the company, maybe you ask about their diversity program or if they run a tipping competition. Maybe you ask them if they have a casual Friday policy so you can wear your favorite dress to work. But no, not Lauren Compton. She straight up asks, what's your first move when your wife dies? Oh man, what a baddie.
Yeah, you raped a 12-year-old girl, dude. You raped a 12-year-old girl. You 12-year-old girl in Tijuana. You told this story 4 times. 4 times, dude. You raped a 12-year-old girl in Tijuana. You raped a 12-year-old girl in Tijuana.
I didn't rape a 12-year-old girl in
Yeah,
Tijuana.
you did, dude. You told this story 4 times. She was 12, dude. That was the age you said. She was 12, dude. 12-year-old girl in Tijuana.
No, I didn't. That's it. I remember 2 years ago, that lady assaulted me on stage because of this joke. In front of a packed room, she called me some crazy shit. And I remember Joe Rogan calling me.
With so much demand for our attention in today's world of smartphones and social media, it's becoming increasingly difficult to break through for entertainers, content creators, and everything in between. But when it comes to comedians, it's a whole different playing field. It's incredibly hard to come up with authentic and original content that makes us all laugh. This is where the phenomenon of comedians going too far comes from. It's this endless pursuit of pushing the envelope to squeeze out every last laugh from a seemingly dying audience. 10 years ago on the Opie and Anthony radio show, Bobby Lee told a story about an encounter with a supposedly underage prostitute in Tijuana. He's told it several times on subsequent podcasts, but eventually he was forced to address it on his own podcast, which we'll get to later. I'm going to play for you the original story he told on Opie and Anthony, and I'm going to compare it to other so-called edgy jokes and stories told by Tom Segura and Bill Burr. I want to get to the bottom of the controversy and hopefully answer some questions. At what point do we stop and say, you went too far, this isn't funny anymore, and it's so offensive that it could be harmful? Or maybe we all just need to chill and realize that these are just jokes. They're designed to entertain us and make us laugh. That's it. But what if they're not funny? Who decides if they are funny, and if most people agree that they're not, should we just cancel these comedians? So stick around and let me know your opinions in the comments below. Just quickly though, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on any of my uploads. We're almost at 5,000 subscribers, so if you enjoy this kind of commentary, make sure you subscribe to stay in the loop. Now, to start off with, like I said, I'm going to play the original story told on radio by Bobby Lee himself. I think this is important because it's the most explicit version of all the iterations he's told over the years, and it wouldn't be fair to discuss it without referencing the original. But stick around because after that, we'll take a look at a couple of shorter jokes from Tom Segura and Bill Burr for comparison. This is going to be a longer video than usual, so feel free to use the timestamps below to jump around.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. This story could ruin my career.
Shut up. Come.
It could ruin me.
What?
This story.
Bobby, hold on.
Did you kill someone?
Nothing can ruin your career. Nothing can ruin Asa's career, and nothing can ruin my career. We're the 3 people here that have unruinable. You're a fucking comedian.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Thank you so much.
The only thing it can do is make your career
nice
better.
pep talk.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. You're my pillar and my strength. And okay, so anyway, I went down by myself, and the Adelita was packed with Marines, right? So I go, you know what? There's too many people. Especially you don't want to, like, when they come down from the stars, you want to grab them then.
Sloppy
you know what I mean?
seconds.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Sloppy,
Yeah.
Gross,
sloppy
right?
You don't want to know about.
Right. So there's a street in back of Adelita, and we used to call it Hooker Alley, right? Okay. And Hooker Alley had the really ugly ones that couldn't go in.
Nice.
And they had girls that we didn't know what their ages were.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Now I don't know what the ages were. I just said.
Well,
that.
do you ever really know the age of a hooker?
Yeah.
I'm going to repeat that. I don't know.
Well,
Okay.
even at the hooker whorehouse, you don't know. Like
Exactly.
In Tijuana.
Yeah, you never know. Ever.
Yeah.
The most high-priced escort, do you really know her age?
And I also
No.
want to say this just to justify my actions. I was young and I never got girls.
Sarah,
ever.
how old were you? Sarah, how old are you?
Oh, 19.
What year were you born?
94.
All right.
Yeah, that was right when then it happened, when she was born. Okay. So I never got girls at all. Not even one. Not even one. Okay.
Right.
I only started getting girls when I did stand-up comedy.
Right.
Okay. So here's what it is. So anyway, I go to Hooker Alley, and then when you go walk down, they grab you, right?
They're very aggressive.
Mister, right? They grab you, Mister, right? And you go, I'm an American, don't touch me. You know what I mean? That's what I used to do. I'm an American, right?
Do they call you Chino and stuff?
Chino, you know what I mean? Like, Mister, and I go, don't touch me. And at the end of the thing, there was this girl, and she had her face toward the brick wall. She wasn't even facing out.
Oh my God, I know. where
And
this
that's
is
when I
going.
knew. That's when I knew she was the one. Right?
She was like the fawns, just
Yeah. She was like kind of lean,
She's
right?
like-
And I look, and she looked like Natalie Portman.
What?
Yeah, but like in the professional. Not that young, but you know.
She looked like she's like 50.
I don't know. I don't know how.
Let's not put a number on it.
Let's not put a number.
Let's not put a number on
I don't know
it.
the number, and you know what, God, I didn't know the number, and you know that for a fact, God. Okay.
She looked very young.
She looked
So
And you were very young.
I was very young too, yeah.
Yeah.
And I go, hey, you know, and she goes, you want to, you know, boom, boom, whatever. I go, yeah. So there's this place called the Miami Hotel at the end.
Nice.
Right? And it's
This
like,
place just sounds so classy.
it's straight out of the movie Seven.
So wait, you took her from Hooker Alley to the Miami.
Miami
Right.
Hotel, yeah. Sticky floors. They had all those fly traps, the yellow sticky things that stick out. There were so many flies, right? And it was like thick. It was like a thick place.
Right.
You know what I mean? It smelled
The
like
energy
a
in the
Cambodian
air.
jungle. Like the killing fields. It smelled like the killing fields.
Like
right?
years of cum just built
Oh,
up.
yeah. And sadness.
Yeah,
And
years
fear.
of
And fear.
Yeah. Like just soaked in fear tears.
Yeah. So I take her up to the room.
Right.
And that's what you give them $10. And
It
they
just
give,
smelled like
Yeah, and they and they give you a towel, and in the towel is a condom and lube.
Okay.
Right? Which is nice for
Yeah.
$10.
That is really
Nice
nice.
little package.
Yeah, nice little package. We go upstairs.
You get to keep the towel?
No. I know you don't want to keep it. Right? There's stains on it. Discharge stains.
it still smells like cum after they clean it.
Yeah. So we get naked. I turn the lights off, right? And we're in bed now. And I put the condom on, and she's really cold. You know, I feel so bad saying this story.
Girls are always cold.
And so I stick it in. It's very tight, right? And then the moon is shining through
Did you
a
use
little
the lube?
crack. No. The moon is shining through the window in a little crack.
Okay.
Right?
Very romantic.
Yeah, it's very romantic. yeah. And then her head turns, and the moon, I see her face.
Yeah.
And you can see tears coming down her face and snot bubbles. And she's shaking. Okay? Why are you smiling, dude?
It's
fucking rude, bro.
It's his
That could have been your sister.
It's
dude.
his sister.
Yeah. Right? And so I did what anyone else would do. I power her. Right? Just so I can get it over with. Right?
Wait, so it was probably her first.
I don't know. I don't want to get into it. All right? I don't know.
No, let's get into it.
Dear Lord, I don't know what happened.
She was
okay?
standing against the wall like this.
Yeah. Yeah, like that. Yeah.
And then she turned around.
Yeah. Maybe she was showing off her ass. Like, this is good shit.
She was crying and snot.
Maybe she wasn't even a hooker. Maybe she was like waiting for her mom.
She had night school.
Maybe she'd never seen an Asian before. Maybe she'd never seen an Asian before.
Oh, my agents are calling me right now.
No.
They know.
No, Critter, take his phone away
Okay,
from him.
they know.
Okay.
So you're
power
like, I need to get this over with quick. I don't want to see her cry, and you jackhammered her.
Okay, I'm sweating right now. Listen to me. Can I just say this, though, just to reiterate, right? Where I am in life.
Yeah.
Okay? And number one, it's not like I feel good about it. I don't feel good about the situation.
Yeah.
You know, I feel good about it. And you know what? In part 2 of the story, if you listen on, God gets his revenge.
On who? On you?
Me. There's the God's revenge. That's where the second story needs
Did
to
you
happen.
get
No, something crazier.
Whoa. I don't.
what?
Yeah. So,
Usually when people talk about punishment, it's like rape, and then they're like rape or murder.
Yeah.
no,
So if
mine
it's-
was like.
And you're alive, so
Yeah. It's crazy. Okay.
The Marines got you.
They saved me. Actually.
Oh.
Yeah, they're a part of it.
Oh, so it was like immediate.
Can I just finish the story? So you don't want to talk about Godfather 2. Godfather 1's not done yet.
So she looks about 15 and you're
No, she's about 18 years old. Okay, guys. Anyway,
she's 18.
I don't know how old she is. Okay, guys.
She's 18 and she looks 15, and you're 22 and your dick looks 15.
Yeah.
Keep going. This is gonna get good.
So I power fuck her, right? And then I just don't even say goodbye. I just put my clothes back down. I already paid her.
You ran out of there.
And ran out of there. And I
How much?
$60
Nice.
at that time. So 2 weeks later, on a Wednesday, the same thing happened. They go, hey, you want to go to the Tijuana?
Wait, we're still in part 1 right now?
No, part 1's over.
Oh, we're going to part 2.
Part 2's now. Yeah.
Hey, awesome.
All right, part 2 now.
No
okay?
cliffhanger.
No
Going right
cliffhanger.
into part 2.
Yeah.
Juggernaut story.
Right. So part 2 is this. The guys at work are, hey, we're gonna go to Tijuana. I go, I'm not gonna go. Right. And they go, all right. Well, I guess we're not gonna go either. Okay. Yeah. All right. I think it's wrong. They go, okay.
Wait, you were like the leader. They would only go if you went?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I go, okay. But I actually wanted to go by myself. I wanted to go myself to find her again. Natalie Portman. Right? I have my hunt for Natalie
Circle
Portman.
the professional.
Right?
You couldn't stop thinking about her.
Yeah, I
whole
couldn't
week.
stop thinking about her. So I go to Hooker Alley, and there's no one there. There was a raid.
Oh.
Okay? There was some sort of weird raid.
That's the first part of the story, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to access the rest of it from the original radio show. So here's Bobby Lee summarizing the second part.
So let's just give you the run through of what the second half of the story is. I go back to Tijuana a week later, a Mexican guy who's albino, dwarf, with freckles on his face, and orange hair, okay? And 3 of his buddies, they lure me outside of Tijuana, 15 blocks, where there's no street lights. I say three-legged dogs, right? And I'm just walking, where are we going?
Yeah.
Why would I? They lure me into an alley, right? And then these 4 people, they pull out a machete, they put it to my neck, right? But granted, also, I'm 20 years old. You know, I mean, look at any photos of me at 20 years old. I'm just this tiny little guy, machete to the neck. I somehow escape, right? Then I run 20 blocks in the pitch black because there's no lights, running. And I remember I said this joke. I was running like Carl Lewis. Because there was no Usain Bolt back then.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's
That was
true.
It's true. Right, no
reference
Usain-
there,
This
yeah.
is
There's no
Usain
Usain
Bolt.
Right. And then out of nowhere, 30 black,
All black.
all black U.S. Marines, they show up. They scare.
I mean, not Mexican Marines, right?
No, not Mexican.
Yeah.
And they show up and they scare the 4 guys. They chase after the 4 guys, even the little dwarf. You know, can I say dwarf? The redheaded albino dwarf with freckles on his. You know.
You can say that, yeah.
Yeah. And then these 30 black Marines, they walk me to the border.
Okay, first things first. I don't find that story funny at all. In fact, I think it's pretty disgusting. It doesn't offend me or hurt my feelings or anything like that, but it's just not my kind of humor. It's lazy, it's unnecessarily explicit, and it's not my vibe. Okay, fine. Before we take a look at how Bobby finally addressed the story earlier this year, let's take a quick look at a Tom Segura bit, which some of you may have seen already. I'll give you my thoughts. Okay, so this joke is okay. I think it's pretty funny. He's clearly joking, but it's still kind of gross. Again, not really my vibe, but I can still appreciate it for what it is. So then finally, let's take a look at one of my all-time favorite comedians, Bill Burr. I've got 2 jokes from him, and I'll give you my thoughts straight after. Now, Tom Segura is one of my top 10 comedians, even though he's a massive douchebag. I love his stand-up, especially his earlier stuff before he became a douchebag, but like Bill Burr, he has a way of putting a joke together that's both intelligent, edgy, and unpredictable. Not that he's in the same league as Bill Burr, so let's just calm down for a minute. But let's get back to Bobby Lee, because he actually took half an hour out of one of his podcasts a few months back to address the growing anger over his Tijuana joke. Let's take a look at what he had to say, and then we can put it all together and compare all three comedians.
I want to start off this podcast a little differently, guys.
Okay,
all right?
what's happening?
And I have to, there's two versions of Bobby Lee, right? There's the podcast version, but I have to put on the real Bobby Lee version on for just this first segment, if you guys don't mind.
I don't mind.
Okay. So I want to address this Tijuana story. There's this Tijuana story that I told on Opie and Anthony. Don't do this with your fucking thing. Don't do that. I told many, many years ago on Opie and Anthony, and there's been an uptick, an uproar about this story, and I've always wanted to talk about it, but the people around me were like, you know what, you didn't do anything, it'll die down. But I'm always like, yeah, but I can explain it. And people were always like, yeah, I don't think you should, because you don't want to you want people to focus on it. And this last couple of weeks have been so bad. I just need to say something, and I'm not, it's easily explainable. And so let's start from the genesis of the beginning. You have to imagine it's the best comics on planet Earth at the time. You have Jim Norton, Patrice O'Neill, Greg Giraldo, Robert Kelly, and these guys are just like fast, edgy, shocky. And, at the time I was just doing dad jokes and I just left. And I told the guy, I don't ever want to do that show ever again. It's just not my thing. So then the following year, I go back to Caroline's, and they go, "You didn't sell any tickets." And Opie and Anthony is on the schedule, and I go, "What? I don't want to do it. Don't make me do it." And they go, "You have to, right? No one's gonna come," and they have a big audience. So this time I was like, I'm gonna do two things differently. The first thing I'm going to do is self-deprecation, because what happened before is like they make fun of you, right? And so I wanted to get ahead of it, and I was like, no, I'm going to rip myself apart. And the second thing I did was I'm just going to say the craziest shit they've ever heard, because that's what that show was, right? You have to understand it was before cancel culture, and the things that we're saying were, at a high level of shock. And I was just like, you know what?
Yeah, you ate like bull testicles.
Yeah, I know.
Absurdity. It's absurd.
Right. It was delicious, by the way. So, at the time I had two jokes in my act, right? Yeah. The first joke, and they would only work maybe 40%, 30% of the time. The first joke was, it's not as bad. It's like, I went on a date the other day. She seemed pretty young. She looked like Natalie Portman. Pause.
Puppy.
Yeah.
From the movie Professional. Right?
Laugh.
It's a switch.
Yeah.
That's what that kind of joke is.
Dark.
The second one, wait for the second one. It's way worse.
Gulp, gulp, gulp.
It's way worse, the second one. The other joke that I could only get work 20% of the time was, my girlfriend's grandma died a couple of weeks ago. And last night we were making love, and she burst into tears while we were making love. And I did what any good boyfriend would do. I power her.
Yeah, 20%.
Yeah, 20%.
20%. That's a 20%.
It's a harsh joke. It's fucking terrible. And I took the Natalie Portman joke, that joke. I made up this Tijuana, story.
Wait a second. Yeah. You added 30 Black Marines to your.
I know. I'm going to get to that.
I've heard about this.
Right. So then, but in my mind, I'm like, no one ever talks about the second half of the story.
The crazy part.
The crazy part. They focus on the Natalie Portman, whatever. It's terrible. Yeah. It's awful. Okay. But the second half is so crazy, and easily it didn't. It's obvious it didn't happen. So let's just give you the run through of what the second half of the story is, and that's it. I remember 2 years ago, that lady assaulted me on stage because of this joke in front of a packed room. She called me some crazy shit. And I remember Joe Rogan calling me after that, and Joe going, dude, remember, and he didn't talk about that. He talked about how crazy Opie and Anthony was back in the day, the kind of shit that we would say. And it was like okay to say shit back then. Yeah. It was a different time. I'm not the same generation as, Santino or Andrew Schultz or Chris DiStefano. I'm way older. You know what I mean? I'm like a couple of generations. I look good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do.
I look good.
Yum, yum.
And I'm still relevant.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm still older than those guys. So I've seen different periods in comedy. I was around when comedy was completely dead and no one would go to comedy clubs. I was there during the uprise of it, and I was able to benefit during the podcast years. I was there during the shock jock years. And I've tried to bend and twist and conform to different eras of comedy, and I think I've done that for the most part. People have also asked, like, why would you tell that story more than once? And
my question: if it was true, why would you say that many times?
Yeah, exactly. And it's an easy explanation. Like, you know, I've talked for 10,000 hours. You know what I mean, on podcasts and radio shows. I started in 1995, and you have stories in a file. You know what I mean? I have maybe 60 stories that if I'm stuck or, you know, I don't know what to say, I just pull these things out randomly, you know what I mean, depending on the environment. And that's why, like, when I said this story 10 years ago on Tiger Belly, I completely left out the Natalie Portman thing, right? Because you just kind of just say it. You don't remember how it really goes, but you know the bullet points, and you just kind of make shit up again.
Okay, so even before Bobby addressed the Tijuana story, I knew it was a bit. It's so obvious that it's made up. If you followed Bobby Lee for more than 5 minutes, you'd know that 99% of what comes out of his mouth is just pure bullshit. He's a jokester, just like Theo Von, for example. They're both masters at talking shit. So I didn't need to hear that from Bobby Lee to rest easy or anything like that. And having said that, even though I think it's a disgusting story that isn't really funny, who cares? Don't listen to it. If you don't like Bobby Lee and his style of shit talking, just don't listen to him. Unsubscribe, block him, do what you've got to do. But trying to cancel him over a completely made up story? Come on now, who the fuck are you to assume your feelings are more important than a comedian's right to freedom of expression? Now, I will say it didn't help him that he told the story on a radio show and some podcasts instead of during stand-up. I mean, that's what I think added to the offense taken by so many snowflakes. Not only that, but Bobby Lee's made a career out of deadpan humor. So for people with no social skills, it's easy to get confused and think he's actually being serious. Just like his Down syndrome joke. That's completely made up as well. But it's not Bobby's job to seek your approval for every joke he makes. Like I said, no one's forcing you to listen to him. As for Tom Segura, I think we all need to get a grip and take ownership of our own feelings instead of projecting our insecurities onto comedians who are just telling jokes. They're just jokes, and if you don't find them funny, tough luck because other people do. Take it from me, like I said, I'm not a fan of Bobby Lee's Tijuana story. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd be interested to know. Remember, best comment gets pinned. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button and become a subscriber so you don't miss out on any of my uploads. I'll chat to you guys soon. See you in the next one.
When I was in when I was 9, I got molested by a guy with Down syndrome.
Don't laugh, Brandon. I'm not laughing.
Why'd you laugh?
It's just
that's fucking rude.
It's such a curveball.
I know. Can I just say something? I'm going to say it again, and if you smile, I'm going to leave.
Okay. But
no,
hold
I'm being
on.
real. If you smile,
all right. Hold on.
That really broke me.
No.
All right. Hold on.
Right,
so
give me a
I swear
sec.
to fucking God, dude.
I know.
Give me a second. I will leave, Chin Chin.
All right. Hold on. You can't make a joke and
that's his name.
All right, but
that's not his name?
Yeah.
What's your name again?
Chin Chin.
Chin Chin.